Hey y'all, welcome to Diamond and Silk, the podcast with your host Diamond and Silk. And Silk oh Silk.
Diamond, oh
Okay, so
diamond.
some stuff has jumped off that caught our attention and
Yeah,
we surely want to talk about it.
that's right.
But before we even start talking about anything, I want y'all to start right now.
Stop.
And I want you to subscribe to this podcast so each time we drop a new episode, you will receive notification. And don't forget about our book Uprising. Who the hell said you can't ditch and switch the awakening of Diamond and Silk? You can get the book at Diamond and Silk Bookstore.com.
And if you would like to sponsor this podcast, feel free to send an email to info@diamondandsilk.com. That's info@diamondandsilk.com. And don't forget to check us out over there at Chattit, ChatDit.com.
Okay, now, Silk,
Yes.
everybody is talking about the vaccine.
Yeah.
You have the Biden regime talking about people are giving misinformation.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking at all of the information that he's putting out.
Yeah.
But I ran across this doctor named Dr. Byron Bridle, who was on the Laura Ingraham show.
Yes.
And he said some things
Yes.
about this vaccine
Uh-huh.
and how they made a mistake. And so I was all eyes and ears
Right.
listening to the conversation.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying, we ain't being conspiratorial.
No, we're not.
Conspiracy theorists. But I want y'all to take a listen to and take a look at what this doctor had to say. And this was on the Laura Ingraham show. Take a look at this.
Here now is the aforementioned Dr. Byron Bridle. Dr. Bridle, we're going to get to your response to some of the criticism in a minute, but in layman's terms, explain briefly what you came across in your research.
Hi, Laura. Yes, thanks for having me. So this was actually a study. The data that I cited is actually Pfizer's own data. They had submitted it to the Japanese government. And what's interesting is unlike the FDA in the United States and Health Canada, the regulatory agency in my country, the Japanese government requires additional data that our health agencies do not require. And included in their data package was results of a biodistribution study. So this is a study that looks at where the vaccine goes in the body. Now, with traditional vaccine technologies, what we know is that when the vaccine is injected, in this case into the shoulder muscle, normally the vaccine would stay in the shoulder muscle. But in this case, this study indicated that as little as 25% of the dose remains in the shoulder muscle. The rest of the dose seems to distribute systemically throughout the body, seeding all kinds of tissues. And so there's a couple of concerns. There was a peer-reviewed study that demonstrated that the spike protein that the vaccine causes our bodies to manufacture gets distributed throughout the bloodstream. But probably of even greater concern for me is this evidence that the vaccine itself, which carries the little blueprint for the spike protein from SARS coronavirus, that goes throughout our body and seeds all kinds of tissues, including at quite high concentrations, the ovaries. So for example, in the ovaries, one of the things that I noted is that after 48 hours, if you look at the amount of the vaccine left in the shoulder, we actually end up, females end up with about 7% of that dose in the ovaries, which is of concern. And of course, what happens is if the vaccine is seeding a tissue like the ovaries, this is providing the genetic blueprint to the cells in the ovaries, meaning that those cells will now start manufacturing the spike protein. And we're also starting to learn that the spike protein itself can be toxic to the body. And as we generate antibodies against the spike protein, if we have cells, for example, in the ovaries that are now starting to express the spike protein on their surface, our own antibodies are going to be attacking our own cells.
Okay, I want to ask, so people understand this. You've been fact-checked out the wazoo, okay, for what you've read and said. Now, and they wrote in the AP, experts say they found nothing of concern from the same study. One expert claimed that the spike became undetectable by 14 days after the first dose of the vaccine. After the second, they couldn't detect the spike protein in the blood of any of the participants because the participants had all generated anti-spike antibodies. They say you're cherry-picking data. Doctor, your response quickly.
Yeah, so first of all, again, what they are actually highlighting is a secondary concern of mine. My primary concern is that the spike protein that's generated by the vaccine is actually designed to stay anchored to the surface of our cells. But the problem is if this vaccine is being distributed throughout the body and it's seeding tissues like our adrenal glands and our lungs and the intestines and the spleen and all kinds of different tissues, then we're going to cause cells all throughout our body to express essentially this flag on the surface, the spike protein. And then indeed, as we start mounting an antibody response, which takes about a week to 2 weeks and will peak about 3 weeks, yes, that's going to try and clear the spike protein from the body. But the problem is the spike protein is now on our own cells. So it's going to be killing cells in our body.
So, Silk, it looked like that we, the American people, is in a sad situation. Now,
Yeah.
I can have an opinion, can't I?
We can still have an opinion. This is the land of the free, the home of the brave, not slaves. And we should be able to have open dialogue.
Now, Silk, I'm
Yes.
looking at all of this.
Uh-huh.
I think that what was done for good, somebody tried to make it for evil. I really do. Like when I'm listening to this doctor talks about how if they shoot the vaccine in your arm and it don't, in your arm muscle and it don't stay there and it travels to other parts of your body, how it affects your cells and it causes your body to turn on itself. That's what I gathered from the information. This is not what Diamond and Silk said.
Right.
This is what a known doctor is saying.
Now, from my understanding, now I'm not claiming to be no doctor, no virologist, no scientist. I'm just a regular human being who's done a little research, but I learned a few things, and I just want to talk about what I learned.
Can I? Okay. And can I just put this here clause in there?
Uh-huh.
We're not anti-vaxxers.
No.
We've taken vaccines before.
Right.
But when I hear a doctor come out with this,
Right.
this is concerning.
That's right.
So
because
tell us what you learned.
This guy is actually an associate professor in viral immunology.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right? But now for me, I'm just a regular human being who has an opinion, have questions.
Right.
And I just went in to do some research on some things.
Okay, go ahead.
So what I learned is that the vaccines from back in the day, whenever they stick it in your arm, it remained in your arm, whatever, if it's like part of the flu or whatever it's part of, when they put that vaccine in your arm, that stayed in your arm
muscles, right?
So that your body can build up an immunity to whatever is stuck in your arm. They gave you a little bit of whatever they wanted you to build up an immunity to.
Right.
That was back in the, back
with our
then.
other vaccines.
With our other vaccines.
Okay.
That's right. But now what's happening today is something totally different from what we used to be accustomed to.
According to this doctor.
According to this doctor, according to scientists, according to virologists, is something else that apparently is happening today that just think of this, Diamond.
Okay, come on.
How is it or why is it that if I have a question about something that you are telling me or demanding me to put in my body, you shut me down? That don't make sense. Whenever somebody come out with their analogy or their studies on something, you shut them down. You won't let nobody see them because you only want to push just one narrative.
Right.
And they're doing it in such a way as if they think we can't see what they're doing.
Right.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? And so when I do my little research and educate myself, because I
Right.
had to go back and educate myself.
Right.
I can't.
And
let
I think
the
that's
TV
what more people need to do.
That's right.
Educate themselves instead of going along to get along.
To get along. I can't let the narrative educate me. I can't let the TV educate me. I had to go back and actually get into some books.
Right.
Not through the online.
Right.
But I had to go get into some books.
Right.
To understand how the cycle of life work, how certain, when it comes down to your immune system
Right.
work, when it comes down to these vaccines, how that work. And some things are not adding up here, especially when I hear now Dr. Byron Bridle with what he has to say as it pertains to these vaccines.
Well, he said they made a mistake.
Yeah.
And from the way I gathered what he was saying, 25% of that vaccine can get into your bloodstream, and it can cause it to mess with your cells, and your body turns on itself. And that's why I guess you have the different, according to him, the different disorders that's happening in the body. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but what I want people to do is make informed decisions.
Informed decisions.
And then you have to take a step back. You're offering people burgers and fries.
Yeah.
You're offering them to give them $100. Why are you $100 if you take the jab? Why are you all acting so desperate?
Yeah.
And I feel like, in my humble opinion, this is my opinion, that the black community is being targeted now because the black community are the ones that haven't really taken these vaccines in certain places.
The black community and
the
people of color, Latino people
have
of color.
not taken these vaccines. And so
But
this
see,
is why they're
that's-
offering you the burger and the fry and the money.
But to coerce me
Mm-hmm.
or to demand me to do something or else, I have a big problem
know.
with that, for the simple fact, what about the people that may have caught COVID?
Right.
Oh, and they built up an antibody to it. Okay?
You know, you said something the other day.
Yeah.
You were saying how that it is being alleged that some of these vaccines may last only 6 months.
Right.
Well, why would you want to go with the jab whenever your body can make its own antibody
Antibodies.
to last you for a lifetime?
A lifetime.
And,
That's right.
And I'm like, oh, Silk, you are absolutely right.
That's right.
See, God cleverly designed us
Yes.
with an immune system, you all.
system. That's right.
And so when your immune system detects certain things in our environment,
Something foreign that done entered the body. Yeah.
it'd be like, what the heck is this?
What's going on?
And your immune system take and start fighting it off.
Yep.
And it creates antibodies
Uh-huh.
to attack it and fight it off.
That's right.
And the reason why it creates the antibody is from what I read is when it recognizes it again, it's got the antibody.
It got what it needs.
to fight it off.
To fight it off. And that's what's been happening for centuries, over centuries, over centuries. But when you have a draconian type individual where they want to take and study these different viruses and do gain a research on them, okay, to create super viruses,
Right.
okay, that can really be harmful to the human body, okay, then something is wrong with that person.
Yeah. Something sinister
Yeah.
is being done
Yeah.
in the disguise of vaccines.
That's right. Come on. Yep.
I think
Allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because
Allegedly.
we wasn't there whenever they
Allegedly.
was doing it. But something sinister
and
is
I
happening
think
here.
something was meant for good. See, Silk, let me tell you what concerns me.
Okay.
Biden keep pushing vaccines.
Right.
And he's not pushing therapeutic medicine
That's right.
for a virus with a 99% recovery rate.
Exactly.
And now all of these people, about 160 some million people have taken this vaccine because Biden keep offering them stuff to take it,
To take
money,
it. Uh-huh.
and pushing these people to take it.
Right.
Forgetting about the therapeutic medicines. And now, months later, we have this doctor come out and say, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
I think we done made a mistake.
That's right.
Now the CDC ain't talking about this
Uh-huh.
here. The FDA ain't talking about this here.
Uh-huh.
Ain't nobody talking about what this this man is saying about the spike protein in this vaccine.
That's right. Now, keep in mind that he's over in Canada and he was given a grant to study
Right.
this particular virus and so forth,
Right.
right? And so this is what his findings has come back with. And it appears to me that because it's not going along with the narrative, they have censored him, shut him down, took his studies and dismantled his studies, and they don't want to hear his studies, but he's still like that little low voice in the background crying out, listen, listen, we've made a mistake. This is not right. Trying
you know
to
what?
explain what's going on.
But if the CDC is there to protect us from diseases, and this man is saying, hey,
Yeah. And he ain't the only
something's
one.
wrong with this here.
Yeah.
Why isn't the CDC protecting the people?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And see, that's the deal. It's as if our 3-letter organizations have been weaponized against we, the people. Nobody wants to pay attention. It's a narrative that they want to go along and continue to push. And they are all coordinating together to do it. That's why we have all of these different messages going on. And the right hand don't know what the left hand is doing. And the right foot don't know what the left foot is doing. Because they all want to push this one narrative.
Right.
But let me tell you something. What the devil meant for evil, God is going to turn it around for good.
Yes.
That's why they are all just fumbling.
That's
okay?
right.
Because you're doing this with an evil agenda.
I'm going to tell you. And now a word from our sponsor. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Have y'all heard of Cat Remedies?
Have you?
Well,
they
provide CBD for your pets.
Better known as fur babies.
And guess what?
What?
All of their products are manufactured right here in the USA.
That's right.
Some of the products that they offer is CBD dog treats, CBD dog salve, and even CBD dog shampoo.
That's right. And another thing, you can save more when you purchase the pet bundle.
So make sure you go check them out. CatsRemedies.com. That's CatsRemedies.com.
And get 20% off of any orders over $50 when you use code DS21.
So head over there to CatsRemedies.com. That's CatsRemedies.com. Today's podcast is being sponsored by Footsteps in the Past,
an American-based business where everything is made in America.
Footsteps in the Past, your custom creations from marriage proposals that you can cherish forever
to lost loved ones' messages from old personal letters. So be sure to head over there to footstepsinthepast.com
and receive up to 15% off your entire order by using code DS21. That's footstepsinthepast.com. Today's podcast is being sponsored by GreatDaneTees.com, dedicated to everyone who wants to let the world know about their family member, their Great Dane. Now here's what they offer. They offer tees, sweatshirts, embroidered jackets, dress shirts, even shoes and toys for your Great Dane. They even have a non-Great Dane section for your other canine family members so they won't feel left out.
And don't forget, GreatDaneTees.com chooses one nonprofit, Great Dane Group, a month for a fundraiser. Visit their website homepage to see which group has been chosen this month.
They also support several Great Dane rescues where they offer various rescue branded clothing. Any purchases made from the For the Rescue section, they donate 20% of your purchases back to the rescue. They have donated over $15,000 since April of 2020.
So don't forget to check out their monthly special posted on their homepage.
Go to GreatDaneTees.com and buy 2 unisex tees. Enter code DS21 and receive one of these tees for free.
That's right.
That's GreatDaneTees.com.
Right hand don't know what the left hand is doing, and the right foot don't know what the left foot is doing, because they all want to push this one narrative.
Right.
But let me tell you something. What the devil meant for evil, God is going to turn it around for good.
Yes.
That's why they are all just fumbling.
That's
okay?
right.
Because you're doing this with an evil agenda.
I'm going to tell you. It seemed like when they start talking about the mask mandates,
yes,
when they start whispering about lockdowns and putting us back in our houses where we can't get no sunshine and be around other people, it makes me wonder, what is the distraction. Because what y'all trying to hide us from seeing? Come on, Silk. See,
you call it a distraction. I call it weaponization.
Well, it's both.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing, it looks like they want to tank this country so far low.
Yeah.
That if another president ever get in,
yeah,
it'll be hard for them to get us back on our feet.
Look, the Democrats have been in power for so long.
Yeah.
Okay, so for so long. And I poll Republicans, they, no comment. But the Democrats have been in power.
No, the Republicans are weak. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you only got a few that's going to fight for the cause.
But they're very weak to the fact that the Democrats know they could just roll all over the Republicans. Okay?
Right.
Okay? So with them being in power, notice how this country have remained stagnated.
It's stagnated and stuck.
It's like we don't know if we're coming and going. 1 minute is good, 1 minute is bad.
Right.
It's like you're up, and then the next minute you're down. But under President Donald J. Trump, we was always winning.
That's right.
People was working. People was coming up. People had money in their pockets.
People was off of welfare.
People was off of welfare.
He didn't have to give out all of this stimulus.
People was doing things for their families and so forth. And them Democrats did not like that.
Oh, they can't stand that.
They did not like that.
And let me tell you something. And they didn't like the fact that black people were coming up.
Ooh, they didn't like that.
It wasn't just white people.
Yeah.
It was black people. And the one thing President Trump did, he cut the red tape.
He cut the red tape.
He removed that when it comes to building a business.
Yes.
And these regulations, he cut the red tape.
Yeah.
So that people could thrive. So that people can go head on and start moving up the ladder.
And so what was happening is people was having was called an awakening.
Come on,
They was having an awakening to all of the waste, fraud, and abuse that's been going on up there on Capitol Hill. They was having an awakening to what was really keeping them stuck.
Right.
They was having an awakening to politics because our life, our livelihoods, everything from this chair we sit in is governed by some piece of legislation.
That's right.
It's governed by that.
Which have to do with politics.
And people was having an awakening to it, and the Democrats did not like that. Ooh, they
and
didn't
what
like it.
they would prefer to do is to destroy this country.
Destroy it.
Than to let someone like Trump save this country.
That's right.
I mean, really, like it's really the truth.
Yes.
It's like all of these years we've had these presidents that ain't really did nothing for the American people, but they all line their own pockets.
Yeah.
I even heard it's even being alleged now that Obama is a billionaire. How you go from just having from being broke, going in the White House broke, to now you are a billionaire. But see, that's what happened when you get your kickbacks and your patty whack.
And now let me explain this here too, because I said Democrats. See, the Republicans was used as puppets.
That's right.
They'll take it and say, we gonna have it for this many years, and then we gonna let you have it for this many years.
It's like they play musical chairs with the presidency is what they're doing.
It's like the good old boy syndrome is what it's always been like.
And then when Trump came in, he split up the musical chairs.
Oh yeah.
It was no more musical chairs.
He didn't play ball like the way they play ball.
The party is over.
That's right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And they didn't like that.
They didn't like
it. The Democrats didn't like it.
Nope.
And you had some in the Republican Party who we call the deep state snakes. They didn't like it.
That's right.
And so that's why they went along with the certification of an election. That's why they went along with these impeachment shenanigans when it came to President Trump. Because he brought prosperity to every American.
Every American.
Hey, I was talking to, this was fun. I was talking to my great nephew, and y'all may be like, Diamond, y'all don't look old enough to have great nephews. Yeah, we have a great nephew. So he's my great nephew. And I was talking to him, and he said he wished Trump was back in office, which was shocking to me. So I said, well, why do you wish President Trump was back in office? He said, because his teacher, they did a vote in class, and he's only 7 years old. So he's going to the second grade. So this happened when he was in the first grade. So he said his teacher, they did a vote, and they asked everybody, if you could vote for a president, which one would you vote for, Trump or Biden? And all of the students said Trump. And I said, well, I said, why don't y'all like Biden? He said, we just don't like him. We like President Trump. So if the babies like President Trump, imagine how many Americans that they don't want us to see because they want to keep us locked down in our houses.
Come on.
They want to censor our voices.
Yeah.
They don't want us congregating. They don't want us talking and communicate. How many people feel this way?
That's right.
President Trump had this country. We were growing economically. We were producing our own oil.
Independent.
Listen, and all of this mess that you see happening with China and these the start of these wars and this ignorance. That mess would have been. They wouldn't have tried Trump.
No,
they wouldn't have tried Trump.
But see, who's getting a kickback and a patty whack off of that? Okay, to even start all of that. You know, I mean, just think about it. This has been happening for decades and decades and decades. And real quick, I just want to bring this one point up when you talk about, you know, they doing something with the infrastructure bill. Okay, and if you notice, they've been giving millions upon billions upon millions upon billions of dollars towards building bridges and roads. All right, but a lot of the bridges and roads are still messed up.
That's right. Okay? Potholes and everything. I don't see nothing that you're doing with the money.
Right. And so when I look at even down to the infrastructure bill, the only thing I want to say about that right now, that any Republican that goes along with this, and these Democrats, with the way that they're taking and spending all this money, Diamond, you ain't nothing but traitors. You right along with them. 130 bird with two corrupt wings.
That's what it is.
Because look at all of this money in the deficit that we have.
That's right.
The deficit is going sky high. Who gonna pay that? And from my understanding, I heard that China is the one that's holding our debt. That's what I heard.
Well, Silk, I used to say, if we're not careful, China gonna be owning everything that we have. From the seat that we sit in to this pen you write with. I used to say it. You know, people didn't ever pay us any attention, but I guess you'll start paying us some attention now.
I guess.
Well, listen, something came on my radar and I paid attention. About this here retired intelligence captain. His name is Seth Keshel. He came out with this report, and I am just gonna have to read it to you all about the election of 2020.
Well, let's get to the report.
They don't want us talking about any of this.
They don't want us talking about it. They don't want us learning about it. They don't want us knowing anything about it, and they are suppressing it.
But I'm going to read the statement that President Trump put out on August the 3rd, and here's what he said.
What did he say?
He said, highly respected Army intelligence captain Seth Keshel has just released his report on national fraud numbers with respect to the 2020 presidential election. He goes on to say, I don't personally know Captain Keshel, but these numbers are overwhelming, election changing, and according to Keshel, could be an even bigger, and that they do not account for cyber flipping of votes.
Wow.
They show I won the election by a lot. Now watch the Democrats defame, threaten, investigate, jail people, and do whatever they have to do to keep the truth from surfacing, and let the Biden administration continue to get away with destroying our country. The irregularities and outright fraud of this election are an open wound to the United States of America. Something must be done immediately.
Amen to that.
Now, see, so I keep asking, what is the distraction? What is going on?
Right.
Listen, when you see them putting stuff in our faces with everything that's happened, listen, that's distraction.
That's right.
To what's going on.
Especially when you see in the media with them always going over and over and over with the same story throughout the day.
That's right.
The same old story. They want you to stay tuned into just that.
Right.
And not see what's really happening in the background.
Now, I want to know, why isn't the media talking about this? And to me, it feels like we are in one of the biggest misinformation campaigns in the history of our country. This is like a war when it comes to misinformation. People telling you one thing, they're giving you half truths. These journalists are not telling the whole truth. And I don't want to just blame the journalists, because they have to go along with what the executives tell them to say.
They
You
got
see what I'm saying? Because if you getting your paycheck or whatever, you got to do what those executives have to say. So my thing was the executives in on some senator sick foolishness that was going on in 2020. It just makes you question things even more. You see what I'm talking about? See, my thing is this here. If I thought for a minute that Trump lost, I'd be the first to say, well, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
But I'm so sorry, you all. See, because we were out campaigning in 2020. I know y'all didn't see us much.
Right.
You got to blame that on the deep state snakes, the ones that was trying to hide
us.
But we were on a bus tour where we would visit different cities. And President Trump had more supporters in the 2020 election than in 2016.
That's right.
We noticed that.
That's right.
He had more black support than anything.
Woo, yeah.
And anytime you got to take and you got to break constitutional laws and bring in some ballots in the wee hours of the morning to meet a quota, we have a problem with that. That looks like some irregularities to us.
That's right. Not to mention making backdoor deals, okay? And not allowing the state legislators to change the rules. And then you're getting some of your big wigs and their money to bring in ballot boxes. Yeah, we can keep on going on
allegedly.
And on.
We were alleged all, but we know what we saw. How you going to allege what you saw on TV, Sil?
We don't wear glasses for nothing.
That's right.
I can see straight through you.
We saw what happened in Georgia that night, no matter what you all... Listen, you all are living in some other kind. You living off space, space, or in some other kind of reality. We're living in the reality of what we saw.
That's right. But see, if you think about it, just
come on.
think
I'm
about
thinking
it.
about itself.
They have been having us live in this
false sense of reality. Is what it is.
It's like a theatrical type thing. It's like actors and actresses, and they got everything laid out to make it appear a certain way, look a certain way, and with our naked eye, that's how we see it, and then that's how we believe it, when they've been lying to us all along.
Hell, I'm about to say, are we being pranked? Are we being punked here?
That's what it seems like.
And then you all think that the American people are so stupid. We're ignorant, like we don't know what's going on and what time it is. Here's the giveaway, y'all. On the left, whenever you try to keep something from us, deny us from something, censor our voices, keep us from congregating, bribe us with things, give people money to sit on their ASS, ES.
Coerce us with all of this BS.
People. When you're trying to take and you know we don't have funds, but you want to do these $1 trillion infrastructure bill, and you know this ain't about infrastructure. Right. When you're doing stuff like that, it just make the people sit back and be like, something is wrong with this. When our gas prices are up, when our food costs has gone up, when it look like you walk in some of these grocery stores, there's not enough food in there. It makes us, something ain't right here.
Even down to with our border being wide open, okay, and people coming in our borders with these different diseases, and you are taking our tax dollars, putting these people on buses and planes, letting them go out throughout our country, and then want to talk about the spike. It's a spike in the numbers, everything is rising, and then you take our tax dollars and fund all of these individuals, no mask, no vaccines. You're not giving them no vaccines at the border. But then if an American citizen fly outside of the United States, do you know they have to take a COVID test before they come back into the United States? But you allowing that to happen. You want to talk about saving lives and protecting the American citizens, but you allow these people that we don't even know to cross our borders and come over here into our country and just run amok on our country with diseases. We don't know who they are, but you want us to muzzle up. See, they put the mask on us to muzzle us up, to keep us quiet, but you let these people run amok in our country, but yet you want to talk about
fly them on our taxpayers' dime.
Our dime.
To communities. And then you think we should sit back and act like, oh, Jim Crow Joe, you care. Care about what? Because you don't care about our heads could be chopped off. You don't care about COVID-19 spreading. You don't care about the opioids that could be crossing the border. You don't care about human trafficking that could be going on at that border.
That's right.
You don't care about the cartels. I wonder who get their kickbacks and their patty whacks from those people.
That's right.
Than to keep that border wide open.
And why you're scared to go to the border.
Come on.
Just wonder why.
Come on.
Just wonder why. So when I hear all of this hypocrisy going on, Diamond, yeah, I have a whole lot of questions. And you know what? I'm going to keep asking the questions.
That's right.
Because this is the United States of America. This is the land of the free. I don't have to sit back and just let you just continue to silence me. You get me over here, I'm going over there.
That's right.
If you close the door, I'm going through a window.
Right.
We have questions. And if y'all don't want to answer it, we're going to keep seeking until we get answers.
Seeking and digging until we get answers.
That's right.
I agree, Silk.
Yeah.
Listen, what a great show.
Amazing.
Make sure you stop right now and make sure you subscribe to this podcast so each time we drop a new episode, you will receive notifications.
That's right.
And don't forget about our book, Uprising. Who the Hell Said You Can't Ditch and Switch? The Awakening of Diamond and Silk. You can get the book at diamondandsilkbookstore.com.
And if you would like to be a sponsor of this podcast, feel free to send an email to info@diamondandsilk.com. That's info@diamondandsilk.com. And don't forget to check us out over there at Chattit, ChatDit.com. And don't forget to give us a review. And a 5-star would do.
So we was just coming to give y'all the 211. We call it the 211 because it's two of us.
And we're the ones giving it to you.
So in the meantime and in between time, we will see you all next time right here on Diamond and Silk, the podcast.
Bye-bye.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm coming to you with the most important commercial that I've ever done. All of you know what MyPillow and myself have gone through in the last 5 months in my efforts to bring the truth forward. Well, it's all come down to this. I'm having a cyber symposium on August 10th, 11th, and 12th. This historical event will be live streamed 72 hours straight on my new platform, frankspeech.com. You can help by getting everybody you know to go to frankspeech.com now. To help support this Cyber Symposium event, I am offering some of the best prices ever on MyPillow products, but they're only offered at frankspeech.com. Go to frankspeech.com now and use the promo code on your screen or call the 1-800 number below to receive these exclusive MyPillow offers. Thank you and God bless.
Today's podcast is being sponsored by GreatDaneTees.com, dedicated to everyone who wants to let the world know about their family member, their Great Dane. Now here's what they offer. They offer tees, sweatshirts, embroidered jackets, dress shirts, even shoes and toys for your Great Dane. They even have a non-Great Dane section for your other canine family members so they won't feel left out.
And don't forget, GreatDaneTees.com chooses one nonprofit, Great Dane Group, a month for a fundraiser. Visit their website homepage to see which group has been chosen this month.
They also support several Great Dane rescues where they offer various rescue branded clothing. Any purchases made from the For the Rescue section, they donate 20% of your purchases back to the rescue. They have donated over $15,000 since April of 2020.
So don't forget to check out their monthly special posted on their homepage.
Go to GreatDaneTees.com and buy 2 unisex tees. Enter code DS21 and receive one of these tees for free.
That's right.
That's GreatDaneTees.com. Today's podcast is being sponsored by Footsteps in the Past,
an American-based business where everything is made in America.
Footsteps in the Past, your custom creations from marriage proposals that you can cherish forever
to lost loved ones' messages from old personal letters. So be sure to head over there to footstepsinthepast.com
and receive up to 15% off your entire order by using code DS21. That's footstepsinthepast.com. Hey y'all,
Hey.
Have y'all heard of Cat Remedies?
Have you?
Well,
they
provide CBD for your pets.
better known as fur babies.
And guess what?
What?
All of their products are manufactured right here in the USA.
That's right.
Some of the products that they offer is CBD dog treats, CBD dog salve, and even CBD dog shampoo.
That's right. And another thing, you can save more when you purchase the pet bundle.
So make sure you go check them out. CatsRemedies.com. That's CatsRemedies.com.
And get 20% off of any orders over $50 when you use code DS21.
So head over there to CatsRemedies.com. That's CatsRemedies.com. Hey y'all,
Hey.
It's Diamond and Silver. Listen,
Listen.
we still have a patriot out there fighting for the integrity of the 2020 election. So we must support him.
That's right.
Now that's Mike Lindell. So I want you to head over there to mypillow.com, purchase anything on the site, and make sure you use code DS21. That's code DS21. Go to mypillow.com.
And when you use code DS21, you can save up to 66%. Make your purchase now at mypillow.com or call toll-free 1-800-667-2756. That's 1-800-667-2756 and save up to 66%.
Silka sound like you save a lot. So head over there to mypillow.com.